Now I'm going to show you some of the dirty stuff. Yeah, see, this is where things get real. This is the coveralls, you know, not the nice sweater and all that good stuff. So I took all these springs apart, like I said the other day, and in between here, I've taken a lot of leaf springs apart. I've never seen so much rust in between these leaves. So I chipped most of it off, but I think in order to kind of make it right, I gotta kind of wire wheel the rest of it down, and then there should be spring insulators in there. And I thought I had an old crazy carpet laying around that I was gonna make some out of, but I don't anymore. I think I threw it away like 10 years ago, threw them away 10 years ago. So I'm just not gonna bother because there wasn't any in there to begin with. But what I will do, I'm gonna buff them and then put a bunch of grease in between them, and then that'll be good enough. I wish I was rich and I had tons of money and I could just buy new leaf springs and then just slap them in, because honestly that's the nice way to do things if you can do that. But you see, this is where you're on a budget and it takes a bit of time and you do them. What I really like to do is paint them all and spiffy them all right up, but I'm not going to do that. That's a little overboard. I might what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bunch of grease in between them. I'm going to make my own centering pins. I'll show you guys that when I'm done. And then I'll probably just soak them down with like some Move It or something to keep them kind of looking fairly decent. They would look good, but this thing is starting to look too good. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get that crazy, but I will lube them all up so it'll stop some of the rusting. Not that it'll ever be that bad again. So I'm in for a lot of wire wheeling, and yeah, I might just do this hitch while I'm at it, because it's of course a piece of crap as well. That there will have to be painted. Everything's rusty. I don't even understand it. I can't get one good non-rusty bit. And look at this. Yeah, that's the whole pile of rust. Of course all this front end part's all hold on to, but good God. I asked for this myself too. See, I have happy moments and then sad moments. When sad moments are right now when I gotta get full of, breathe in a bunch of, ooh, that's another thing. I should probably have a mask on. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. I'm outside, so it's not too bad. Bit of a breeze. So yeah, we'll catch you guys in a bit when I'm dirtier than dirty and had enough of buffing, wire wheeling. Anyways, oh, and I'll show you something else. This is not this is kind of what I use. She's a little dangerous, so don't do what I do, but that thing does work not too bad for taking stuff off. It's pretty fast. Sandblasting would be better, but I don't have one of those, so that's what we're doing. Okay, I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay, so so far it wasn't as bad as what I thought. I wire wheeled them, and then I got my grinder, my tools, and I got my grinder and I ground down the pad part where they touch. Same with on the back side of all of them. That's pretty good, and that way they'll sit. They'll have good contact with each other. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put a whole bunch of grease, layer that with grease, and then stick them, and then make a centering pin, but I got to figure out what size that's going to be, and then I will put them together. I can put this side together because that bushing's okay. I got that bolt out. The other one I'm not going to put together because it's going to be too heavy to try and press that bushing in and out of there, so I'll have to leave it. But I will wire wheel it and get it already, seeing as how I got all the stuff out. And I've already decided to do the trailer hitch while I'm out here, and we might as well paint that. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit once I get the centering pins made. Okay, so let's have a look here. I think that I got it. So there, I used the big C-clamp. Then I squeezed it together because it's kind of a long ways apart. And then I put my new bolt through there and I tightened it all up. And see the grease squishing outside tells me they're nice and together. And yeah, that is good enough for this blister. And then later on when I bring out the torch, I will bend those back and this side's done. Now the other side, like I said, I won't be able to do anything because I don't have the bushing yet, but I will get it all ready since I have all the stuff out here. I'll wire wheel it and that's it. All right, so we'll talk to you in a bit. All right, here we go. I'll show you guys what I did. I did a bit of a hyperlapse there. So first off, I tried it with the one leaf spring removed because I agree with the boy that it is going to ride pretty rough with that big spring back in there, but it seemed to be a little too bouncy. So I think I didn't do the hyperlapse on me putting the springs back in on either side, but I put the leaf spring back in on either side. It actually seems it's pretty level. It's within about 1/4 of an inch from side to side, and that's just, you know, me putting it back together and stuffing them in there. Now this truck had that box on it with a bunch of steel in it, some sort of hold down mechanism for a tidy tank or something, so it had quite a bit of weight in there. So I'm thinking now it's a lot lighter because me and the boy could lift that pickup box and throw it on here, and that's the only thing that's going to be in here. But I need, because I'm not going to be driving Big Red, I need to put that in there and haul water. So that is the reason why I think I need the extra leaf spring in there. Overloads would be the best for that, but that doesn't have them. It actually has, you see here, for you guys, if you didn't know this already, this is where the overload hangers would go. You can put them in there, right here. These 4 pieces right here, these 4 holes, yep, get the hangers. In fact, I think I do have the overload springs, I just don't have the hangers. You could put hangers in there and do it that way, but I'm not gonna do that. We'll try these beefy springs. And you know, the other thing is those springs are pretty weak looking, rusty and stuff. So I'd imagine they're not all up to snuff. Check out Big Red, I put a shine on her the other day. Pretty nice. Still looking pretty good, a few dings on her, but V10, she's almost time to get rid of this stuff. I hate to say it with the gas the way it's going. I don't really know everything I have is a friggin' V8 except for the old EcoBoost, and I don't know, man. I mean, I'm old school, so I hate to see this stuff go away, but what are you gonna do? They're forcing it on us, I suppose. I talked about that the other day, go electric or something, build an electric vehicle. I'm not smart enough for that, so I guess we'll have to keep plunking the $2 a liter in until we just can't do it anymore. Shorter drives, I suppose, and whatnot. So I saved some things, and I went back. I'm like, man, I got to get some U-bolts made up for that. I go back to the shed. I got a bunch of U-bolts in there, but they're all basically stock. But I saved these that are exactly the right size. I can't even freaking believe it. I'm so happy right now. I probably saved myself God knows how much money right there. I saved that. See, I'm not a big saver, but every once in a while, and they look really good. I know you're not really supposed to reuse them, but I'm gonna reuse them. They look really good. So all this stuff, these plates and everything, I reused those. I had those from other projects that we've done. So that's cool, man. So I can bolt that sucker down here. I didn't think I had any. I'm glad I went back there and looked. I just assumed I didn't. They're exactly the right size. Probably better because they're not that stupid fine thread crap that you see on most of them. But yeah, there you go. Now all I could do is, I guess I could hook up the sway bar. I'm going to keep that on there, and the brake line and all that. I don't know when I'm going to get done today, but I'm feeling kind of beat up right now, so And I got to go back to work tomorrow. So maybe the rest of the day I'll just be take the day off kind of day. I'll get these U-bolts on there and then that'll be good enough. She's coming together. Like I said, I only need it for the fall. So the biggest thing now is just all this mechanical stuff. The brakes are actually good on the back, so that'll all be good. E-brake cables, and then a lot of servicing on the stuff. And then the interior I'll have to gut. And then a new windshield. Well, the interior I'm not gutting, sorry. I'm going to gut it and then clean it and then put it back in, because the carpet I think is going to be okay, and everything, but that's going to be a whole nother. That's going to be right near maybe the end, or when I get all this maybe when I get all this suspension, everything bolted up and finished up, I'll move on to the interior and stuff like that, because I mean, it's coming together. So it's so much work though, so much time, as a lot of you guys know. Okay, I'm going to bolt these up and then I'll get back to you.